Good morning, everyone. Dennis Goes Fishing here, out on the Detroit River on a absolutely gorgeous day. We're gonna try. Oh, fish just jumped. You can see the ripples maybe a little bit right up there. Probably just a carp, but we're going after some bass today, and I'd be happy for anything else that might bite. This is the first time I've had the fishing kayak out on the Detroit River. I took it up to visit my sister in Ottawa, had it out on the Ottawa River on the Quebec side for a little while at her in-laws' cottage. That was an absolute hoot. I've got it set up a little bit nicer now. I've got my phone hooked up. I've got my depth finder that I share with the boat so I can mark my waypoints on there. I got a GoPro in the front, rod holder, and then behind me I've got my fishing setup, my net, my marine radio in case we run into any problems, and things are working pretty good so far. My steering isn't quite the greatest off to the right, but it steers left real well, so I can just make a bunch of left-hand turns. Anyhow, enough blabbering on. So my first spot is right over there. And I did well yesterday, did well the day before. Yesterday was a little bit tough. It seemed like anytime you get a bass to bite, if it was a decent size, that was it. There was one holding in each spot, and if you hooked into a small one, there was a school of small ones there. So I think I'm going to start with the slobber knocker today and go from there. I've got a special little rig that my buddy Blake helped me set up, and I will show you that when the time comes. And let's see what we can catch. I'm going to throw this on my head. So this is what I'm using right here. This is the Berkeley version of a chatterbait called the slobber knocker, and I've got a twin tail grub on it. The chatterbaits were the key yesterday, so hopefully they'll be the trick today as well. Let's get over to where I want to be. As lovely as the main river is, I want to go that way. Yesterday, the bass didn't turn on until the day got warm. So I didn't get out as early as I wanted to this morning. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. What might be an issue is if I get a big fish in the kayak. All I've caught so far have been a couple of catfish, little ones, thankfully, and a little teeny tiny baby bass before the bass season opened up. Ooh, fish just jumped. So if I hook into a donkey, I may be going for a ride. I've got everything tied down pretty well. I shouldn't lose too much if I flip. I'm amazed at the size of some of the fish some of the guys on YouTube are able to bring in. Oh boy. First one of the day. I've just recently, this year actually, started using bait casters. So I'm a little inexperienced with them. I'm really good at bird's nesting though. If that was an Olympic sport, Michael Phelps wouldn't have anything on me. Hey, looks like I got it. Just jumped over there. Hopefully I can get a visual idea on whatever's jumping. Because that just drives you nuts when there's fish all around, but they're not biting on your lure. At least it drives me nuts. Okay, I think the fish are telling me that it's time to throw something else on. Okay, so nothing yet on my slobber knocker. I'm going to put that away. The Wacky was fish approved yesterday. So let's see if it's fish approved today. So, if I use a full Wacky, or I'll just be cheap and use a half a Wacky. Yesterday they liked the full Wackies, so I think I'll go with a full whack-a-mole. And the way you rig these up, I've got my Wacky tool with some O-rings on it. You just toss that in there. And then typically people use one O-ring. I like two. So with one I found that the fish were pulling the Wacky out. But this one is softer than my other Wacky. So you know what? I'm just going to try one again. Because using two, That's why my other wacky is cut in half like that. I sharpened my hook before I came out. So all I need to do is go under the O-ring, and I now have a wacky rig. Woo! Wacky fishing is my kind of fishing. It's calming, relaxing. When you're new to a kayak, you don't have to put a whole lot of effort into it, except when you snag into a stick or a big pile of weeds. Ooh, that's the biggest pile of weeds I've got on a wacky yet. It's not quite weedless. You can put weedless hooks on it, but it does work pretty well around weeds. Debating what side of the river. If I go down this way into River Canard, which is an unknown, but it's a very nice, calm river with low current, or do I go into the known in the Detroit? Fish right there, fish right there. It's amazing sometimes, like after a storm, they can just be right off. We've got a few days of decent weather predicted. Prior to the storm, in the morning, they were just nothing. A few little ones. And then, right a couple hours before the storm, they just started to bite. They made us work for it, though. They weren't just bite, 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 bite. It was catch one here, go down there. Catch one there, go down there. Catch one there, go down there. And then, don't catch there, come back here. Catch one here, go back there. And then big clouds came in and it was time to go. Oof, that was a snag, but I thought it was a fish. No matter. Set the hook to flip the yak. Fishy, 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 fishy. Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. Now, one thing I may be having some issues with, the water clarity is lower than what it has been. The wind has been blowing towards the Canadian shore for a few days, and each day has been a progressively more challenging bite. I was in a boat, no problem, you just pop over to the other side of the river. Any lure's a topwater if you retrieve it fast enough. That is hilarious, they're just jumping all around me. So they're here, they're probably feeding. I just need to figure out what they're feeding on. There's a moth. Okay, we got something. Oh, they were feeding on a wacky. Oh, he spit the hook, he spit the hook. Oh, I didn't set that hard enough. Oh, no. Oh, much disappointment. Such sadness. I'll throw it right back to him. Like I was on a weed. Because that is a sharp hook. I already poked myself on it good. How hooks tend to poke us and not poke the fish, I have no idea. It's the eighth wonder of the modern world. This is how yesterday went too. The start of the day was just lost fish, lost fish, lost fish. Oh, my net. Can I access that quickly? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if I should extend that out. Okay, there we go. Shh. Very, very quiet. We're hunting wabbits. I had always thought before that if you poke a fish like that, they won't come back and bite again. But I think it depends on how hungry they are. My friend Jacob, it was amazing. He had to have poked the fish because it fought. He brought it about halfway to the boat and it got off. It threw the hook. And then he just right back to the same spot and bam, same fish. It was a beauty too. Oh, he was teasing it. I set the hook that time. One thing with the Wackies is I do get a lot of false hook sets, because the little fish will play with it and you can feel it, but they don't get the hook in their mouth. Fish, 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 fish. Fishy, I miss you. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Bass. Okay, let's try this cast. So, our buddy Bob Mann, professional angler, sponsored, had some health issues, so he doesn't do it anymore. Been trying to get him out. Life is busy, life is good. He's doing very well. He taught me this cast, and I think it's perfect for the kayak. So I call it the Bob Mann Cast. You just load the rod up. This is a little excessive, but I just wanted to prove a point. Bob Mann Cast. And I guess I cast about as far as my normal casts do. But it is really nice. I am here all on my own, but if you're on a boat with multiple people, sometimes you back and you smack stuff or someone. So that kind of sideways cast I've found to be really helpful. We will reel with finesse. This is a finesse fishing method after all. Come on, fish, eat it. Don't make me throw a Ned rig on. Whoa, whoa. Probably a little one. Okay, boat way in the distance, so I'm going to have a little tiny bit of wake. Oh, that would wake me up. Oh, this is relaxing. I call this exercise. I just tell my wife, sweetie, I'm going to go exercise for a few hours. Keep me healthy so I can live a long time. My theory on being on the water is we do not age while we're on the water. Time stops for us. Although, fun fact, scientifically, if you stop time, it takes time for light photons to travel, so we wouldn't be able to see anything because light wouldn't be traveling. That's a fun fact for you, I think. I'm not a rocket appliantist. Anyways, what was I going on about earlier? Exercise? This is exercise, and it's wonderful, and you do not age while you're on the water. So every day you spend on the water is a day you put on to the end of your life. Well, that one that bit I don't think wants to bite again. I'm going to slowly work my way up that way. I set out today with the plan to work the other side of this rock ledge. Ooh, what kind of bird is that? That's cool. Hi, bird. He's got something. Looks like he's got a fish. Or she? Not too certain. Wish I had a camera with some zoom on it. Reminds me of a poem my father taught me. Birdie, birdie, in the sky, drop a whitewash in my eye. Gee, I sure am glad that cows don't fly. And I'll just leave it at that. Alrighty, we're going to try the Blake rig, because why the heck not? If I was a fish, I'd bite that. The only change I'm going to make to your rig here, buddy, is I'm going to put a washer around this. I'm sorry, not a washer, an O-ring. Because these finesse baits are not very strong, and I don't want it to get ripped off. So this is a Blake rig. Blake is about 4 years old, and I had him out fishing with me and his dad. A friend of mine from grade school, haven't seen him forever. We were closer to Blake's age when we last hung out, I think, than our ages right now. So Blake is impressive around the fishing hooks, especially for a 4-year-old. I'm pretty sure he hooked himself less than I did that day. And he wanted to set these finesse minnows up for me. So I said, okay, why not? Have a go. And he rigged up a few of them. So I can't get anything else to bite. Let's give him a try. I don't think I need the 1/4 ounce jig with all these weeds around here. But I'll try a kind of a quick pop and retrieve to keep it above the weeds and see what happens. Got a interesting action on it. It spins and twirls. That's kind of neat. That might entice a bite. Let's see if I can get away from the weeds a little bit here. Pop and twist and pop and twist and pop and twist. Pop, pop, twist, pop, pop, twist. I'm really hoping I get something on this. Blake would just be absolutely stoked. Oh, that was a fish. He bit it so... I thought I was in a pile of weeds. Oh, man. Isn't that a bummer? I figured there'd be something back here. I didn't see this one. I guess just set the hook no matter what. Some panfish. Oh, that's a little bass. Yeah, if that was what bit, there was no way. No heckin' way. That's a little bit bigger of a bass. Ah! There's a fishing rod to that tree. Stop that. Check it out. Free backpack. Well, that looks like a Swiss Army one, too. Oh, it is. Ew, gross. Oh, it's got a whole little family of ants in it. So I think this is what I'm gonna do here. Okay. Yeah, don't touch me, ants. Don't touch me. I'm just gonna drag this for a bit. It'll be coffee time. Coffee. Get some. Rinse that off. Let's cast around a little bit before we stop for coffee. No. Oh. So I got my first Detroit River bass on the kayak right over there. But guess what? This GoPro was off. That GoPro was off. That is hilarious. I felt so good to catch that bass. I've been out working at it. It's been at least a couple hours now. And GoPro wasn't recording. That one I knew wasn't. I should have turned that one on to just take a quick little video of them. But oh, the high that came from catching that fish, about a 14-inch bass. I'll loop in a photo of it here, or overlay a photo so that you know it's real, because it is real. But gosh darn it, that feels low. But hopefully there'll be a few more bass that'll come hang out with us today. Oh. Come on. That's a bass. Holy Zamboni. Wow. Okay, calm down. You get me all wet. Wow. Oh, that's a fish. And he spit the hook. On the Wacky. Look at that. That is beautiful. Come here. Oh, I wish I had my measurement. Okay, it's not quite. It's about 19.5 inches. What a beautiful fish. Oh, thank you, buddy. Thank Thank you. There he goes. That's awesome. Just back in this bay. Oh, what a thing of beauty. Oh. I guess we're gonna fish in here for a little bit. There was a boat hanging out by me, but he is moving. That bass was thrashing around so much, I guarantee you he saw that. Which is cool because usually you catch the big fish when no one's watching. Oops, and when the GoPro is off. Not today. Not today. Ooh, that's where I poured a little coffee for to celebrate. Oh, I got Grandpa's thermos here. You can tell what my priorities are. That's latched on, leashed on. Ooh, that is hot coffee. Life is good. Life is good. I better check. Make sure this hook is sharp. I mean, I did just bring in that bass, so the hook is probably sufficiently sharp. But it's always a good idea after a fish like that. Check your leaders, check your knots. Because a fish like that will break you off. That hook could use a little bit. I like a little cheap sharpening stone. They sink like a rock. So do the expensive ones. A little bait fish. Cheers. Sure, that was just weeds, but after that big fish. No, that was... Wow. That's neat. Something just bit my Wacky clean off. That's probably a turtle. Never had that happen before. That's neat. Tape this side to that side and have an extra long Wacky. Away we go. Stick. Oh, there's a couple of gar right there. I don't know if you can see that on the GoPro. It's so cool. The kayak really doesn't intimidate them a whole lot, which is really neat. I have no interest in my Wacky. Coming up on a potential spot. Caught a couple of bass near here the other day. Here we go, here we go. Oh, I didn't set the hook hard enough. Oh. Well, Jacob taught me to go after him again, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right back there. And I know it was a bass. Do I mark it? It's in my bass spot. I've marked bass here. I'm gonna mark it. I saw it. You saw it. I have proof. That spot looks nice. Hello? Lauren?
Yeah?
What's up?
I don't know if my water just broke.
Okay, I'm on my way home.
I don't know for sure. I can't tell. It's weird.
Don't care. I'm coming home.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Well, that call's gonna end that. So, homeward bound. Homeward we go.
So she's got dark hair and light eyebrows and blue eyes, like grayish blue.
Yeah, her eyes will change. She's so cute. I told them that she looks like the Gerber baby.
Yeah, she's
Like she has the, wait, did you show her a picture unwrapped? Because she looks like her little face is just perfect little features.
oh, thank you.